Hey guys, I am here by request from Miss Gatlin 357. Hey sis, you had asked me about cooking beans, the recipe for cooking beans, and I am get ready to fix some pinto beans for tomorrow. And I thought as I mentioned, that I would do a video on how I do them since you asked me about it. Now, I've got some pinto beans that I have had in soak. I put them in soak this morning, I think about 9 o'clock or so, and it is in the evening here now, and I think I'm going to go ahead and cook these. Now, all the beans that I cook, and I cook probably all of them, the only ones that I don't soak in are the lentils and black eyed peas. But pinto beans, northern beans, butter beans, which are the big lima beans, the white lima beans, black beans, the garbanzos that was in the last video. I'll have to look up there and see, because I think there's a couple more that I'm leaving out. But all of those, I pre-soak them. I have not been able to get them to come out right without soaking them before. So I soak them minimum 8 hours, but anywhere from 8 hours to 24 hours. I have even let them soak for, especially the chickpeas, the garbanzos, and I think I was pronouncing those wrong in the last video. I have let those soak for as long as 2 days. Something came up and I couldn't cook them on the day that I was going to cook them on. I ended up cooking them on that Monday, but they had been in soak, I think, since like that Friday. The longer they soak, I've noticed the faster that they cook. But yeah, like I said, I always pre-soak them. So I'm going to take that you see in there, dump them in my, what do you call it? Losing my train of thought. My boiler here, and I'll come back. Okay, I have put them in the boiler now. That water that you saw them in that bowl, I pre-rinse them first. Rinse them off good. And then I put them in a bowl and put some water over them and let them soak, like I mentioned, earlier. And I take that, I dump that water with the beans and that water, and then add some more water, before I start to boil them. And add more water than you think you are going to need, because now what I do is kind of boil them on, like, I would call it medium high heat. Now on my stove, I will boil them from either 5 or 6, from anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour on that temperature. And then I'll turn it down, add my seasons, and just let it go. So I will come back when I have done that. But like I said, make sure that you add some additional water and add more water. And now that I'm looking at this, I think I'm going to add a little bit more. Add more water than you need, because if some of the water is going to boil away, especially with it being on that high of a temperature, which on my stove is a medium high. And they tend to be kind of bland, if you try to add, you've noticed that too much of your water has boiled off and you try to add more water to it, that seems to make your dish really bland. So better to have more than what you think you need, to start off with, because it makes a wonderful broth, to eat with your beans as a soup. So I'll come back and, after they have done their boil or whatever, for that 45 minutes to an hour. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm back. This has been boiling a little over an hour, probably right at an hour, maybe an hour, 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be exact. Then the next thing that I do, and hopefully you guys can see this, I put this up on a tripod so that I can, kind of do this. You see this kind of white foamy thing? Depending on the beans, some beans, you'll have more of this than others. I've noticed on the Pintos, usually don't have a whole lot. But what I do is just kind of take my metal spoon here that has holes in it and kind of get some of that out, and then kind of dump it in the sink. But like I said, depending on the bean that you're cooking, you'll have more or less of this. Since it's really not that much, with the pinto bean, this is kind of a moot point. But I did want to bring that up because, like I said, depending on the bean, you will have more of this than others. And once I, kind of get as much of that out as I want, I'll turn the fire down. And I did turn this up to 6 on my stove, but I'm going to go ahead and turn that down to 3. And then I add my seasons of choice. And I'm going to use the same seasons that I put in the garbanzo beans, because I did not make it to the health food store. So I'm just going to, just kind of reuse that or redo that particular scenario. So I will come back with that, and you'll see, the rest of it. Okay, about to add my seasons. And again, y'all know I don't measure. I am not a gourmet cook. It's got the simpler the better. Oops. That's a handful of salt. Let's see. I have got to get to the health food store Monday. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Alright. That was the ginger. Now stir that in. Sometimes I have to kind of mash it. Mash it on the side to kind of get it to kind of completely dissolve there. Let's see. A little bit of garlic powder. That was my fenugreek. And I always kind of stir. Where is my paprika? I love paprika. Paprika. Oops. We're going to do that. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, get my basil. Don't know if there's basil in there. And I can't remember if I told y'all thyme or not, but heck, that's what's going in there. Put a little bit of thyme in there. And, oh, cumin. I knew it was something else I forgot that I wanted to put in there. See, like I told y'all, I don't measure nothing. I just put it in there. And you know what else I'm going to throw in here this time? I'm going to throw some dill seed in there. And I think that's going to be it on my season. Oh, I'm going to cut up an onion in there, but I'm not going to do that on camera. Well, nah, because I got the peel. But cut up the onion and see there, I got it turned down to 3. And put the top on there and let it cook until they're soft. Okay, that's really about it. I use the same procedure to cook all of the beans, you know, like I mentioned before, except the black eyed peas and the lentils. Those I don't, you know, do that kind of hour, I guess you say pre-boil, whatever, before I add the seasonings. With that, I turn it down to that same temperature, about 3-4, and let it heat up some, add my seasons, and then let it go. So I hope that was helpful, and I will talk to you guys later.